What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Me and my old man in a movie. I'm Gannon, and this is my sister Callie, who's joining me for this one. It's like a special episode with her since we're reviewing Dogman, and we're both big fans of Dogman, so...
As you can probably tell.
Yeah, all of the books. So, she's here on this one. Make sure you like, subscribe if you like this video. Help support the channel, get us to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'll read a brief synopsis, and then we'll get right into it. So, when a police officer and his faithful police dog get injured in the line of duty, a harebrained but life-saving surgery fuses the two of them together, and Dogman is born. As Dogman learns to embrace his new identity, he must stop feline supervillain Petey the cat from cloning himself and going on a crime spree. So there's a synopsis of the film, and so we're going to be doing our blockbuster trio, which is the three things that we like about the movie. Our trilogy of change, which is three things we would change about the movie. We'll rate it at the end, and then we'll say, should you see this in theaters, wait for it on streaming, or just pass it up altogether. So let's get right into it, into the blockbuster trio. Alright, so Callie, you want to go first? Since you're the special guest here.
Sure. So, I really liked how, in the movie, like, the news reporter Sarah Hadoff, how anytime, like, she would try to get, like, Chief to talk, she would always, like, take the microphone and he'd turn toward me, and she would just, like, hit him in the mouth. Sorry. She would just, like, hit him in the mouth with the mic, and then she would say, didn't you like that? And hit him in the mouth, and then just talk before he could even talk. She would just, like, interrupt
so she kept
him.
Interrupting him, basically.
I just said that, but
yeah,
okay.
So that's her number one. I agree with that. That was funny. And I think another one for me, the first one that I had is animation. The animation style was very unique, and it felt like it took a page from like the Spider-Verse movies. Like it looked very similar to those movies, and you've seen the Spider-Verse movies, right?
We watched it together.
Yeah, and it looked very similar. Would you say it looked similar? In terms of like...
I can't even remember what it looked like.
It looked similar. It looked very similar. So it was very unique, and I liked it. It looked like the books. So that was nice. All right. You're up.
I also thought that the voice acting was amazing. Like, when little Petey when little Petey started talking, I was like, oh, that's exactly how I imagined his voice. And, like, Chief's and Petey's and all the other characters, I just thought the voice acting was awesome.
Yeah, they cast the right people. All right, so my number two. That was kind of okay. Okay, so my number two is references. I thought that there were so many references back to the books, and so many things that you could point to that were like, oh, I remember when that happened. I remember when that happened. And so that was like cool fan service.
Yeah, they used
for the books, for sure.
Some of them were like really big lines, and they used that in the movie. Like in the books, I remember reading it, and then I was just like, oh, that's a cool line. And then I watched it, and I'm like, that was in the book.
Yeah, like you knew some of the lines that you had read in the book in the movie, so that was cool. All right, you're up. I
really liked how they added Big Jim into the movie, and how he was like, oh, Petey, you're my best friend, and everything, like how he was in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always wondered this: what did Big Jim go to jail for? Because he's like super nice.
He is nice.
He's nice, and he's not like crying. I wonder, did he just go to jail just to be with his best buddy?
Yeah, he probably just went to jail. He probably just walked. He's that stupid. He'll probably just walk into jail and be like, "Hey guys, I belong here."
He's the type to just like walk in and say, "Hey, I'm here for a visit with Petey," and then just like stay
in jail.
Yeah.
All right, so number three for me is that it was way funnier than I expected it to be.
It was funny.
Like the humor in this was like, it wasn't just like little kid childish humor. Like there were actually some like really funny lines that everybody in our theater was laughing at. All the adults and the kids. Like it was a good movie for all ages, and I think any age would find this funny. Like there are a lot of really, really funny parts to it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it with the blockbuster trio. Moving on to the trilogy of change.
Please cut what I just did. Please.
All right, Trilogy of Change.
You go first.
I'll
and
go
I will
first this
last.
time. All right, so the first thing that I would change is, I think, and this is like a big story thing, but I would change. I think I would split this into more movies and like focus this first movie on like just a couple of the books. Like, I mean, this movie covers a lot of different books all in one, and I mean, there's plenty of story left for them to do sequels to this with other parts of the stories in the books, but there were like the first 4 books all had pieces of the story, and then there was a part from the 7th book that was in the story. And so it was like there was a lot of different
Like, I thought,
references.
personally to me, I thought it just covered the first 3, because, like, little Petey doesn't come into the 3rd book.
Well, the first 3, but then they covered the 7th one in there as well. There was a reference to it. I think they could have done just the first 2 and been just fine, and then been able to kind of do it 2 by 2 all the way down. I think would have been a better move. But it was still good. Still good.
It was okay. My first one is Petey's tail. In the book, it's supposed to be flat, and that's like a big part of the storyline. It's like a big part of the storyline. Like, Petey's tail's flat, and like his dad's like, "Did he ever tell you why his tail's always flat? Has always been flat, and your tail's like not flat?" But in the movie, it looks like Petey's tail's rounded. So.
Yes, in the movie it is rounded, and that was actually my second one to change as well, was Petey's tail. So yeah, it bothered me a little bit. I was
He knew that I had the better trilogy of change. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. It did bother me a little bit that his tail was rounded. I was like, no. I mean, that's
Did you really notice it until I told you about
No, I definitely noticed it. In the movie. It was very noticeable. And I was like, man, they should have, like, that's just a character design that they
I
just
didn't
messed
notice
up.
it till like the
I noticed it
very
about
end.
halfway through the movie. I was like, wait a minute. Isn't
yeah,
this...
right.
Whatever. Anyway, your next one.
All right. Hold on just a second. Oh yeah. I wish that I think the movie's great and all the characters are great, but I do wish that they had added the cop or like this / jail guard who really liked Petey in there, because like he was really funny, and anytime like Petey would do something, he'd be like, "Oh, Petey, you're so glad you're back," or something like that. He was just really funny, and I wish they had added him in there.
They could add him in the sequel. He could come back. He could. They might do a dog. I hope they do a dog man
There weren't
too.
really many jail guards in the movie, actually.
Yeah. All right. Well, my last one is Flippy's origin story. They completely passed on discussing that. Well, they did like a really quick,
It was like so fast.
where they just kind of
Like
said everything that happened, but they didn't actually like create like a movie about that. And I feel like that could be a whole movie just about that.
Origin.
Flippy's origin story and how that all worked out, because that's in the 2nd book. And
Dogman and the origin of Flippy.
yeah, I think it could have definitely been a whole part of the movie that they kind of left out. So that's what I would change. But yeah, is that it? Are you done? Or you have one more?
I have one more.
Okay, you have one more.
You started. My thing was that I personally thought that they covered the first 3 books in the movie, but Petey's dad is in there, and Petey's dad doesn't come in until the 7th book. So.
Yeah, that goes back to what I said about the thing. Now who's stealing my stuff? Like, come on, bro.
I
Okay.
do this.
Okay, so now we're done with the Trilogy of Change. Let's rate the film. I gave it 8.5 dogs.
Dogs?
Dogs. Well, that's kind of gross. There's like a dog that's been cut in half
Ew.
on the screen.
How
So.
about Dogman's?
Just dogs. We're just doing dogs.
Okay.
Because it's dog. All right, whatever.
I gave it a 9.5 dogs.
9.5 dogs. Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah.
So now, theater, streaming, or pass on it altogether?
Theater.
Theater? Okay. I say if you're a Dogman fan who's read the books, go see it in the theater. If you're not a Dogman fan who hasn't read any of the books, then I would say wait till streaming.
I think
Okay, what do you think?
I think that if you are a Dogman fan, definitely go see it in a movie theater. But if you're not a Dogman fan, I think you'll still like it if you go see it.
I mean, they'll like it, but they gotta pay some money to go see it. So I think,
but it's still great.
I mean, I think it's good.
I think it's worth
it's
it.
good even if you haven't read the books. You're still gonna find it entertaining and enjoyable. I know I've seen a lot of people who have not read the books enjoy this movie. So YouTubers, other YouTubers who haven't read the books, who actually really enjoyed this movie. So I think you'll enjoy it, but I don't know if you would necessarily have to see it in the theater. Like, I don't think you have to see it in the theater. You can pass on it in the theater, but I definitely say stream it.
I also wonder if I hope they
Get it out.
I hope they do make a second movie, because like I was wondering where Flat Petey was.
Mm-hmm. That's a part of Flippy's origin story.
Okay.
So.
And where Dr. Scum was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that guy?
Yes, Dr. Scum. He's the green guy.
Yeah, from the first book, he worked with the mayor or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm hoping they make a second movie with like the fleas.
Yeah, those
Piggy the pig, obviously, Crunky the ape, and Bub the crocodile.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping they add the tadpoles and the fair fairy.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of story.
There's a lot of characters, other characters.
There's a lot of story and characters for them to do sequels to this. Like they could probably do like 3 or 4 movies.
And then Munchie I think that's what his name is. Munchie, like the paper bag. He's actually right here.
He was at some point. I can't remember exactly where he was.
He was right there.
Okay, he's right there. Okay.
Cover of the book.
Well, that's our review for Dogman. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel so you can help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.